This is an urgent message to all networkers.
If your company was investigated today by the Federal Trade Commission, could it really survive the type of investigation imposed on Vima in September 2015? Hello, my name is Rachel, and my husband Mark and I have been in the industry of network marketing for over 20 years, and we have examined hundreds of companies over the course of our career, and we have recently seen things we never thought we would see in this industry. But I must say, the recent shutdown of Vima by the Federal Trade Commission is one of the most alarming events we've ever seen in our career. The shutdown of Vima, an 11-year-old international company with annual sales in excess of $200 million, a company that owns its own state-of-the-art manufacturing facilities, was a huge surprise and is casting a very dark cloud ahead for the entire industry. Companies who choose to ignore these FTC actions will likely suffer severe consequences. The bottom line is that Vima was not doing anything much different than most companies have been doing, or are currently doing now. The question is, would your company survive an FTC investigation any better than Vima did? Sadly, the answer for most companies is no, they could not. Perhaps you are not familiar with the Vima investigation and shutdown by the Federal Trade Commission. Let me give you a brief overview, but make sure and check out the information below regarding the actual lawsuit, with the resulting court actions. An intelligent business person doesn't leave the future of their business to chance. And as a professional networker, you should be fully aware of the recent actions taken in August 2015 by the Federal Trade Commission to shut down Vima. The FTC stepped in without hardly any notice, and overnight not only froze the owners as well as the company's assets, but also froze the assets of top distributors. Vima was charged by the FTC with operating an illegal pyramid scheme. The reality is, the unprecedented actions by the Federal Trade Commission should have sent a warning shot across the bow of the entire industry, and should serve as a wake-up call for all companies to fully analyze their compensation plans and overall operations. The FTC targeted Vima, but in truth, could have selected pretty much any company using the same charges brought against Vima, and the results would have been about the same. Therefore, it is extremely important, if you intend to remain in this industry, to read the lawsuit and the court's ruling, and evaluate for yourself if the company you represent could also be subject to an FTC takeover.
Don't take your uplines or your company's word that everything is legal and FTC compliant in your company. Here are the facts. No matter how compliant you thought your company was before September 15, 2015, that may no longer be the case.
You may not want to read all the boring legal stuff, but the one thing you should know is this. If your organizational sales on which commissions are paid are made up of less than 51% from customer sales, you could be in trouble. With the Vima company example, 30% came from customers, and 70% came from distributors. The truth is, this is probably a pretty normal percentage for most companies.
Do the research yourself, and should you find that your company could be the Federal Trade Commission's next target, you could do one of three things. 1. Bury your head in the sand, do nothing, and just hope for the best.